Chapter 10. Now there were in Samaria 70 of Ahab's sons. And Jehu sent letters to Samaria, to the rulers of the town, and to the responsible men, and to those who had the care of the sons of Ahab, saying, Straightway, when you get this letter, seeing that your master's sons are with you, and that you have carriages and horses and a walled town and arms, take the best and most upright of your master's sons, and make him king in his father's place, and put up a fight for your master's family. But they were full of fear, and said, The 2 kings have gone down before him, how may we keep our place? So the controller of the king's house, with the ruler of the town, and the responsible men, and those who had the care of Ahab's sons, sent to Jehu, saying, We are your servants and will do all your orders, we will not make any man king, do whatever seems best to you. Then he sent them a second letter, saying, If you are on my side, and if you will do my orders, come to me at Jezreel by this time tomorrow, with the heads of your master's sons. Now the king's 70 sons were with the great men of the town, who had the care of them, and when a letter came to them, they took the king's sons and put them to death, all the 70, and put their heads in baskets and sent them to him at Jezreel. And a man came and said to him, They have come with the heads of the king's sons. And he said, Put them down in 2 masses at the doorway of the town till the morning. And in the morning he went out and, stopping, said to all the people there, You are upright men, it is true that I made designs against my master, and put him to death, but who is responsible for the death of all these? You may be certain that nothing which the Lord has said about the family of Ahab will be without effect, for the Lord has done what he said by his servant Elijah. So Jehu put to death all the rest of the seed of Ahab in Jezreel, and all his relations and his near friends and his priests, till there were no more of them. Then he got up and came to Samaria. And he was at the meeting place of the keepers of sheep, by the way, when he came across the brothers of Ahaziah, king of Judah, and said, Who are you? And they said, We are the brothers of Ahaziah, king of Judah, we are going down to see the children of the king and of the queen. And he said, Take them living. So they took them living, and put them to death in the water hole of Beth-Eked. Of the 42 men he put every one to death, and when he had gone away from there, he came across Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, and he said good day to him, and said to him, Is your heart true to mine, as mine is to yours? And Jehonadab in answer said, It is. And Jehu said, If it is, give me your hand. And he gave him his hand, and he made him come up into his carriage. And he said, Come with me and see how I am on fire for the Lord's cause. So he made him go with him in his carriage. And when he came to Samaria, he put to death all those of Ahab's family who were still in Samaria, till there were no more of them, as the Lord had said to Elijah. Then Jehu got all the people together and said to them, Ahab was Baal's servant in a small way, but Jehu will be his servant on a great scale. Now send for all the prophets of Baal and all his servants and all his priests, to come to me, let no one keep away, for I have a great offering to make to Baal. Anyone who is not present, will be put to death. This Jehu did with deceit, his purpose being the destruction of the servants of Baal. And Jehu said, Let there be a special holy meeting for the worship of Baal. So a public statement was made. And Jehu sent out through all Israel, and all the servants of Baal came, not one kept away. And they came into the house of Baal, so that it was full from end to end. And Jehu said to him who kept the robes, Get out robes for all the servants of Baal. So he got out robes for them. And Jehu, with Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, went into the house of Baal, and he said to the servants of Baal, Make a search with care, to see that no servant of the Lord is with you, but only servants of Baal. Then they went in to make offerings and burnt offerings. Now Jehu had put 80 men outside, and said to them, If any man whom I give into your hands gets away, the life of him who lets him go will be the price of his life. Then when the burnt offering was ended, straightway Jehu said to the armed men and the captains, Go in and put them to death, let not one come out. So they put them to the sword, and, pulling the images to the earth, they went into the holy place of the house of Baal. And they took out the image of Asherah from the house of Baal, and had it burned. The altar of Baal was pulled down and the house of Baal was broken up and made an unclean place, as it is to this day. So Jehu put an end to the worship of Baal in Israel. But Jehu did not keep himself from all the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and the evil he made Israel do. The gold oxen were still in Bethel and in Dan. And the Lord said to Jehu, Because you have done well in doing what is right in my eyes and effecting all my purpose for the family of Ahab, your sons will be kings of Israel to the fourth generation. But Jehu did not take care to keep the law of the Lord with all his heart, he did not keep himself from the sin which Jeroboam did and made Israel do. In those days the Lord was angry first with Israel, and Hazael made attacks on all the land of Israel, east of Jordan, in all the land of Gilead, the Gadites and the Reubenites and the Manassites, from Aroer by the valley of the Arnon, all Gilead and Bashan. Now the rest of the acts of Jehu, and all he did, and his great power, are they not recorded in the book of the history of the kings of Israel? And Jehu went to rest with his fathers, and was put into the earth in Samaria. And Jehoahaz his son became king in his place. And the time of Jehu's rule over Israel and Samaria was 28 years. Chapter 11. Now when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she had all the rest of the seed of the kingdom put to death. But Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah, secretly took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, with the woman who took care of him, away from among the king's sons who were put to death, and put him in the bedroom, and they kept him safe from Athaliah, so that he was not put to death. And for 6 years she kept him safe in the house of the Lord, while Athaliah was ruling over the land. Then in the 7th year, Jehoiada sent for the captains of hundreds of the Carians, and the armed men, and taking them into the house of the Lord, made an agreement with them, and made them take an oath in the house of the Lord, and let them see the king's son. And he gave them orders, saying, This is what you are to do, the third part of you, who come in on the Sabbath and keep the watch of the king's house, and the 2 divisions of you, who go out on the Sabbath and keep the watch of the house of the Lord, will make a circle round the king, every man being armed, and whoever comes inside your lines is to be put to death. Keep with the king, when he goes out and when he comes in. And the captains of hundreds did as Jehoiada the priest gave them orders, every one took with him his men, those who came in and those who went out on the Sabbath, and they came in to Jehoiada the priest. And the priest gave to the captains of hundreds the spears and body covers which had been King David's, and which were kept in the house of the Lord. Then the armed men took up their positions, every man with his instruments of war in his hand, from the right side of the house to the left, round about the altar in the house. Then he made the king's son come out, and put the crown on him and the armbands, and made him king, and put the holy oil on him, and they all, making sounds of joy with their hands, said, Long life to the king. Now Athaliah, hearing the noise made by the people, came to the people in the house of the Lord, and looking, she saw the king in his regular place by the pillar, and the captains and the horns near him, and all the people of the land giving signs of joy and sounding the horns. Then Athaliah, violently parting her robes, gave a cry, saying, Broken faith! Broken faith! Then Jehoiada the priest gave orders to those who were placed in authority over the army, saying, Take her outside the lines, and let anyone who goes after her be put to death with the sword. For he said, Let her not be put to death in the house of the Lord. So they put their hands on her, and she went to the king's house by the doorway of the horses, and there she was put to death. And Jehoiada made an agreement between the Lord and the king and the people, that they would be the Lord's people, and in the same way between the king and the people. Then all the people of the land went to the house of Baal and had it pulled down, its altars and images were all broken to bits, and Mattan, the priest of Baal, they put to death before the altars. And the priest put overseers over the Lord's house. Then he took the captains of hundreds, and the Carians, and the armed men, and all the people of the land, and they came down with the king from the house of the Lord, through the doorway of the armed men, to the king's house. And he took his place on the seat of the kings. So all the people of the land were glad, and the town was quiet, and they had put Athaliah to death with the sword at the king's house. And Jehoash was 7 years old when he became king. Chapter 12. In the 7th year of Jehu's rule, Jehoash became king, and he was ruling for 40 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Zibiah of Beersheba. Jehoash did what was right in the eyes of the Lord all his days, because he was guided by the teaching of Jehoiada the priest. But the high places were not taken away, the people went on making offerings and burning them in the high places. And Jehoash said to the priests, All the money of the holy things, which comes into the house of the Lord, the amount fixed for every man's payment, and all the money given by any man freely from the impulse of his heart, Let the priests take, every man from his friends and neighbors, to make good what is damaged in the house, wherever it is to be seen. But in the 23rd year of King Jehoash, the priests had not made good the damaged parts of the house. Then King Jehoash sent for Jehoiada the priest, and the other priests, and said to them, "Why have you not made good what is damaged in the house? Now take no more money from your neighbors, but give it for the building up of the house." So the priests made an agreement to take no more money from the people, and not to make good what was damaged in the house. But Jehoiada the priest took a chest, and making a hole in the cover of it, put it by the altar, on the right side when one comes into the house of the Lord, and the priests who kept the door put in it regularly all the money which was taken into the house of the Lord. And when they saw that there was much money in the chest, the king's scribe and the high priest came and put it in bags, noting the amount of all the money there was in the house of the Lord. And the money which was measured out they gave regularly to those who were responsible for overseeing the work, and these gave it in payment to the woodworkers and the builders who were working on the house of the Lord, and to the wall builders and the stone cutters, and to get wood and cut stone for building up the broken parts of the house of the Lord, and for everything needed to put the house in good order. But the money was not used for making silver cups or scissors or basins or wind instruments or any vessels of gold or silver for the house of the Lord, but it was all given to the workmen who were building up the house. And they did not get any statement of accounts from the men to whom the money was given for the workmen, for they made use of it with good faith. The money of the offerings for error in the sin offerings was not taken into the house of the Lord, it was the priests. Then Hazael, king of Aram, went up against Gath and took it, and his purpose was to go up to Jerusalem. Then Jehoash, king of Judah, took all the holy things which Jehoshaphat and Jehoram and Ahaziah his fathers, the kings of Judah, had given to the Lord, together with the things he himself had given, and all the gold in the temple store and in the king's house, and sent it to Hazael, king of Aram, and he went away from Jerusalem. Now the rest of the acts of Joash, and all he did, are they not recorded in the book of the history of the kings of Israel? And his servants made a secret design and put Joash to death at the house of Millo on the way down to Shelah. And Jozachar, the son of Shimeath, and Jehozabad, the son of Shomer, his servants, came to him and put him to death, and they put him into the earth with his fathers in the town of David, and Amaziah his son became king in his place.